Epixode.
Hello.
That's a beautiful one.
Thank you.
High life.
Yes.
I switch for high life stage, yeah.
David. Well, that's where I find myself now. That's the stage I find myself now.
Stage, like stage that does. Stage view on your high life stage.
Stage there. Personally, I won't say people have known me over the years for reggae and dancehall, and it's growth for me. I always say that it's growth. In a sense, I can't continue to do certain type of music, and I've come to a realization that there is something that is quite refined and unique, but yet indigenous that we haven't actually tapped into. So this stage that I'm in right now is just to connect back to the roots. Because I always say I feel like I've been here before. So yeah, so it's just more of like continuing what I couldn't achieve in my past life.
Oh,
yeah.
Much of that a reincarnation.
Yes, I do.
In your past life, and yeah,
definitely Ghanaian. Ghanaian. Sometime not Ghana better.
Thank you. Okay, beautiful.
Oh, I love Kenya. I love
Still
Kenya.
Africa here.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad.
Oh, okay.
And I am called US women.
What baby? Arab countries.
Yes, okay.
Anyway, I prefer the Arab countries because their laws are strict.
Exactly.
In boom brado anyhow.
Yeah.
So I like the whole.
It's not bad.
Another US, UK.
UK, we wanna Asia.
Africa.
Okay.
Africa,
Let's Wahala day.
And then let's go back to the song.
Yeah.
It features Sun Trophy.
Yes.
Then bands Ghana who are equally doing amazing. It decided that this time around it's a Sun Trophy that I want to go.
Well, I've been a very big fan of Sun Trophy.
Okay.
Mokomo shows, just to admire, and I admire what they're doing. And I feel that as much as I wanted to do this, it's also a learning process for me. I'm new in that space. Maybe I find that Sun Trophy wants to do reggae. They would actually also want ideas for me because I've been in that space for long.
Oh, wow.
But trying to tap into the old indigenous sound, and that is what they are doing now. I think it's fair and it's quite okay for me to go and link up with them and learn. This song actually, it was already there, and through talks we became like very close. And I'm catch up and say, oh, I have this record that I think that we can work on. Like, okay, let's hear it. So that was the day we recorded the song.
Oh.
So it wasn't more like a pre-production, nothing. So we actually planned it, but we missed
then the recording
the
and everything.
Rehearsal to hearing the song to putting the ideas together was what we shot it whilst we were recording the song.
Oh.
Yeah. Wemo is quite expensive than. But also this has to do with live recording.
Okay.
So it's not, and let's say the way we do it now in the modern time, or recording one line, I was like, oh, I'm in Twaso. Okay. This one, it has to go from start to end. And if anybody makes a mistake, you have to start it again. And the studio we booked is actually a new studio, a ultramodern studio called PME.
Okay.
So having to rehearse or set up the whole thing, record. And the kind of sound we wanted, we couldn't use auto-tunes or compressors or these new digital effects. I am for voice sounding. We wanted that indigenous sound, that analog sound. So it's quite of a hard job done, the new one. And also considering the fact that you actually have to pay a whole video production team to be right on spot.
To be right there.
And we had to shoot 3 different times. The whole session was candled 3 times before we got the final one.
I happened to, I think December, no? Symphonic music.
Yes.
Once a year, live performances.
Yeah.
So yes, you finish the performance, you say no, then you start over again. But Anna, I am wondering, throughout them performances, and I was wondering there, what if I don't know, you are still not getting what you want now? And when you get tired, you are not able to put in your best. So in a situation like that,
then you have to cancel and do the next time. Yes. Okay, so there's always a marking scheme for the kind of work that I do. Like personally, there's a certain type of I think I've caused that thing. You know, setting a certain standard
for yourself.
That every time you have to go beyond that. I leave it and then try attack it at a different time. That's what happened with this one. First day na Ibuki studio, no, everything wasn't set. We weren't getting the sound that we needed, so we had to cancel it till we book it again. What I say. So for me is if you know what you want, that's the only way you would actually want to continue, or you want to give it another time to address it. Yeah.
But I love this one.
Thank you.
I'm a high life person.
I know.
The proper high life.
I know.
Tell you people, I have a problem with the fact that Bibia and why they are spicing up kakra. We are forgetting the original one. Yes, the root one. And so I love this. I love this very, very much. But then we'll move away from Wakakra. Masan so my back to Enyomno. I just want to have your take on them. See, look alike, yawabe. Enka episode ebo so lapren na abrentie bi. Also your episode no look alike. Wow.
yo, it's sad. It's sad. You know, it's sad.
Esha, should we continue? And the fact that some media houses are actually giving the mileage.
Exactly. Okay, so to me, I think it's not new. You would have people who always idolize stars and want to be like that. You know, sometimes it's even toxic because then they go to the extra mile of, you know, doing certain things to just get the attention. But the sad part is, I'm taking it from two perspectives. Bakono. The person who wants to be like the star is not even one. Projecting the image as it's supposed to be. Are you adding up, or you're actually taking from the brand? Because you're looking at this brand, but there are so many people's investments. It's not even just about the label. You have labels partnering with different people. It is a whole TBB and you're just making a mockery out of it. It's quite disrespectful in that sense. If you're doing it for the fans, say, oh, okay, me penas him, so I want to dress like him. That's fine, but not to the extent of trying to make it very public. Matiti say almost over forms.
Forms 500 cedis. In fact, ended on Edem main search ne Facebook page or posting videos of Kwame Eugene look alike or perform at an event.
You see, so imagine say be a Kwame Eugene's label, which is Links, have a partnership with an investor. Who is expecting, say, at every quarter, no?
There'll be some revenue.
Exactly, and Kwame Eugene is not being booked because of maybe the level that he is. So because of that, on Befa way, he's losing monies. And the question is the person even performing the song better than what Kwame Eugene is doing? Because you have upcoming artists who take your song and then they do it amazing.
They do amazing.
But these are like just...
And with this one thing that actually even scared me the most was majority of the people who were commenting. I'm a man Kasano. I had to take a second and a third look
at it.
And who there. This is not the original Kwame Eugene.
Yes. And
a lot of the comments were like, why there? Before anybody comments, they want to be sure.
Yes.
Is this one that look alike or is the original?
You know, it's very bad. It's very bad. The brand, I think maybe the brands that we're talking about are okay with it. But personally, I don't. If somebody has to do that to me, I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool.
Would you look at the legal? Would you test?
Yes. They have to stop. They have to stop. Just like I'm saying, if they're doing it because they love the artists and they just want to be fans, that's fine. But not to use the artists, you know, investments and all these things that has gone into make the artist a pop star, for you to just rip off. You know, they make sense. They know they're not fine too.
Oh, why anchora? A crew mum, a friend them. Most I can promise.
You know, but
most ma, you know, also na ha one of the wadan huma wada chiche. Now
it's so not cool. It's so not cool.
It's so not cool.
Yeah, I think we should actually think about it well. It's not cool because now you're encouraging so many people to also start doing that.
But then I think some of us started condemning it the moment I think 1 or 2 media houses were granting interviews, and some of us started condemning it. And then like people are gradually joining in condemnation of Adaworye. Yes, other people also hold different opinions. But then, it seems they're even getting the attention even more
than the artists themselves.
So there is medical lookalike. Yes. There is Kwame Yuji lookalike.
Now there's Kwesiata and
Kwame IP. There is what friend? Kiddy.
Yes.
There is Black Sheriff.
Yes, there is Mr. Drew.
There is Mr. Drew. I mean, where are we going with this?
It's hard. Very.
Would you advise all these artists that people are doing the lookalikes? The what perform one, what am I it's like or you want to walk quota?
Yes.
Or you want to walk share? I look like you.
So
you are like this. So I'm also doing what you do to get something out of it. Would you advise them that they would go the legal way?
Well, I think that's what I'm saying. Everybody and their way of doing things, the way they perceive stuff. But overall, I think just like we're all saying, it's not good for where we're actually heading as trying to get global, because these media houses are given space. We are here. We're talking about them. That's another mileage. You understand? So for me, you know, it depends on the individual and then their team if they want to just keep it going because maybe the artist's name is tagged to that. But then again, are you also looking at the negative side of it? You know, I don't know. But main part, I wouldn't have taken that.
I didn't moment day. I remember some time ago in American some story via I think Beyonce wore never Blue Ivy. There was a lady who had some business beef, and it seemed that business was named Blue Ivy. But then that lady now own a business wanted to ride on Beyonce's Blue Ivy. It ended up in court.
Yes.
And she was made to change the business name.
Exactly.
And then they registered Blue Ivy as a trademark.
Yes.
As a brand. You can't use it.
Exactly. You know. You know, there's so much that we have to learn. Even fonts. There are specific fonts that you can't just use.
That you can't just use.
Exactly. And some of these things we don't know. Like even the kind of fonts that I use to write episode, I created it myself. So it's triggered to me. You can't create something like that.
Like that.
You know, because I actually sketched it before I made it digital. You understand? And these are some of the things that we have to actually understand and look at how many merchandise people do from just artists. From Beam to Shatawale. Some of them they don't even know.
And I don't know, we had a discussion on it, and a lot of people didn't even know until it came out. Then this, and it's actually something that you can generate a lot of money from.
You know, so there's more that I think that we need to educate ourselves on. You know,
Another risk factor. I think 2 days or 3 days ago, there was another news from Nigeria. Labour Party presidential candidate. Our friend Pepe, Nizin Noko, I remember the name. Oroko UK. Oroko can spend the Easter holidays in UK. He was detained at the airport in UK for hours because somebody who looks like him has committed a crime.
Exactly.
And the person is still committing crime.
Exactly.
So when the airport security saw him and he looked like the other person, they had to detain him and start questioning him until Nigerians and people who know him started like, do you know the person? Those kind of, but then they wasted like 4 hours of his time because somebody who looks like him is committing a crime.
You know,
going about committing crimes in the UK.
There has to be a way out, but
it's sad. It's sad that as I see in industry, no, we're doing. Oh yeah, yo, papa. Maybe so first question. Some na can one can man say, but mo go for na story. Let's have a one then.
Much it.
Oh no.
We job slab. My left hat, like. No.
Yeah,
because Charlie, you don't know what goes into it.
You don't know what goes.
You know, you don't know what's from even having to psych your mind to do this. Knowing that
to do this, to do that.
As a musician, before 80% you are always seen like, oh, won't be school, that's what you want to do music. But some people actually have degrees and masters, following the passion.
Still doing music.
You know, and getting to know how hard it is to break through in this industry, not to talk of maintaining and still staying relevant for the brand to be known. That you just take it and just be OG 500 cities. Oh,
let's go back to the song.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the song. In the CCNO, is on the digital platform.
Yes, it's everywhere.
Baby,
the videos are
that been a release
today.
In the year?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm privileged.
I know.
I'm super privileged
today.
to have you here today.
Yes.
And it's a masterpiece.
Thank you.
It's a masterpiece. It's beautiful.
It.
Should we expect more high life from you?
Yes. And no. Yes, because you would hear similar sounds.
Okay.
Because now I'm trying to build my sound on the indigenous Ghanaian sound. Not only high life, because you have different type of sounds that are Ghanaian. I learned from Mr. Dola Butche that we have over 600 rhythms that we haven't even scratched the surface. You know, so I'll go beyond just these type of high lives. And if you listen to this one, it is not the 80s or the 90s. This goes way back as a the city type of high life, you know. And I believe that there's a long, or there could be like a 4 to 5 decade stretch of a catalog that we haven't tapped into. You know, there are high life artists that we've not discovered yet, who were big in their prime. I found one recently. His name is F. Kenya.
Oh.
He's amazing. His
F. Kenya.
Yes, his records have been sampled by Flavor, Wu-Tang, and most of these guys. You know, so yes, you would hear more of this, but not to say it's a Mijai dancehall or reggae. This year I'm definitely dropping some reggae or some dancehall songs. But for me overall, I'll just be doing good music.
Overall, you just be doing good music. As I can, Wama, it has one one question and then pay me bisau. Most often, a better song for good music sells. Good music sells.
Yes.
What is a good music?
Well, now you can't even define that. I don't think I would have a specific answer to give to that. But I can only speak about the fact that if it stands the test of time, if the longevity of the song is within a certain frame where you can actually attribute it to certain path. Now I'm saying that because we've had songs that are good but didn't make it within some time, and you have songs that are not good but then become A-list. I'm saying good music because my mind is still towards a direction where I have to do certain type of songs so my kid will be proud about.
Okay.
You know, I always ask myself, say, would little Coco be proud to sit in the midst of her friends 5 years from now and say, this is my father's song? So some of these reasons and many others are the reason why I decide to do certain type of music. And that boils down to the kind of sound I'm doing now. And it didn't start now. It started from when I started to paint my face, trying to have an identity to what I do as a reggae or dancehall artist. And then I dropped Wahala Day, which is not dancehall, but talks about social stuff. And that is good music because so far as we have things going wrong in the government, then that song will still be relevant. So far as we still mention the name Nkrumah, then that song is still going to be here. Then it moved on to Atia and now to this type of sound. So when I say good music, I'm looking at 10 years from now, will this song still sound good? Will it sound like, you know, wine? Will it sound nice? That's what I call good music.
Them and you mean so no another you know just one rendition.
Definitely.
How many renditions? How many?
So for now, what I have in mind is like 4 already planned.
Hey.
My background.
Okay.
So there's.
Okay, so aside this one,
yes.
And I'm a crana only.
No.
There's another rendition.
Actually, there was a one before this one. There was an original one before this one.
Before this one.
Yes, but I decided to put this out because of the lane I'm going now.
Oh.
You know, and then you would have more. Don't be surprised if you hear the gospel version of. Because it's a gospel song now.
Gospel song that has a hook on gospel and then verses that are not gospel.
Okay, so what I did
in a country where gospel, one, you should be branded as a gospel artist. Two, you should talk about God or something from the Bible.
But then we still listen to Bob Marley songs which are more inspirational, and you would have churches actually use that to preach.
Well, that's true.
You understand?
That's true.
I've thought of it, and if you watch what I did with Atia, I maintained the hook, but I made sure that every rendition had its own storyline, still relating to the original piece, but different. So that when Ote Wea sounds like okay, this sounds like a very complete song, not a rendition of another song. So definitely, because Wea has the hook gospel, more like a gospel kind of thing, I'll just do 16 bars of a gospel song and we're good to go.
Beautiful. We can't wait. We can't wait. And also, as in a different dimension of music.
Yes.
In your career, in your branches of it. I enjoy it in every way that we can. I think that's smart.
Yes. Last year, the only song I dropped was Atia. That's the only song I dropped.
And it was all over the place.
Yes, because I've got to understand that. I feel like sometimes, personally, we love certain type of music, but the message is not supposed to be on that type of genre that you like. And I did that with Atia. Because if it took the high life to blow than the original song, which is a reggae, then it means that originally, it shouldn't have been a reggae. It
should have been a high life.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I've just found a blueprint as to how I release my songs and how to work on my records.
See, different renditions. Now, mobile blow,
yeah, cool.
That's a smart one. That's a smart one. Now, see, Sala, and you me the title, you be no see bassy. So if we are searching for it, which one are we?
What type of Obra will come? Because I actually did the research before coming. I just out of my stupid self.
Obra, so we just go and type
Epixode Obra, it will come. If you type Unyame Bra, it will come. It's just a crazy me who sometimes.
Yeah, if we type Obra.
Yes.
So Obra, that means you're spelling it right.
O-B-R-A. But if you still add the apostrophe,
it will still come.
Yes.
So Epixode. Obra. Padamo bono be without an waba. Oh, okay. So mobile Epixode Obrano.
Yeah.
What has come? Epixode apostrophe B-R-A.
Yes.
And then into brackets Nyame Bra. And then featuring Santrofi.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
And see, say about Epixode Obra, we will get it. Video no say him
it's on YouTube.
Okay. YouTube no or handle no.
Epixode Music.
Epixode Music. The spelling of music is normal spelling of music.
Yes, but it's just the episode that has with X.
Epixode with an X. Music, yeah. Beautiful. I'm waiting for the other renditions.
It will come.
I'm waiting for the other renditions. Thank you so much, darling.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming. And you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Do more of the highlights.
We
love the highlights. We love the highlights. Thank you, thank you. Our Eshabno, we had this conversation with Epixode. Epixode has brought a new one, Ose Obra, another Nyame Bra. Echo all the digital platforms that Ebenya or Homonum. As usual, me ejo de bomodinara fa can we playlist home. Say, fa jam. Na mama hate keke. But yentu na ya sumpo yen top charts ni bi won ya ye krum. Na yeti ye krum. Na a man for fraud for no what top chat or harmon the look, let's stream the song. Let's stream the song. It's a very beautiful one. Video also, like he said, echo YouTube neko check it or your Epixode music. Na I share a very beautiful music. Na video ne ide chawana na sieko weekend. Abe. Well, shade ekwe much standard the Google Glass. Na no what fifi. Na wale the high life is that to food. Nelucha wana nase. By Monday, it's office. Ebane ideas no oba wham because you've had a relaxed weekend. It's a no papa. Unkete yati. Aha oye ichacho. Muzinde only guy in the industry. Aba guy. Nyame adoma ejoda. Yebasansu yeshia. Makra one.